The UN was scheduled to have a standard Security Council session this morning, and President Trump was set to meet with Jordan's King Abdullah. All that changed after a Syrian chemical attack killed dozens yesterday. In response to the attack, the UN scheduled an emergency meeting this morning. In it, UN officials, including U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley, condemned against the Syrian regime. President Trump, in a joint news conference with King Abdullah, also denounced the Syrian government.
It crossed a lot of lines for me. When you kill innocent children, innocent babies, little babies, with a chemical gas that is so lethal, people were shocked to hear what gas it was. That crosses many, many lines.
The U.S. and UN have yet to give a definite plan for the future, but both Trump and Haley left the door open for aggressive U.S. action. Last Thursday kicked off a month of activism in the LGBT community in Lawrence. 5 trans and queer students from Free State High School came to KU to share their experiences in the LGBT community. The students talked about going through name changes, how teachers and other students reacted to them coming out, and where they find support. Each student also stressed the importance of looking for a strong LGBT community whenever applying for colleges.
It's hard to change people's outlooks, but I think simply by the nature of representation and showing people that these young queer and trans people exist, it validates their experiences, and when people see something is real and people go through these things.
For more information, visit the Center for Sexual and Gender Diversity's Rock Chalk Central page. Starting July 1st, concealed carry weapons will be legal on campus. Faculty members protested concealed carry on Wesco Beach yesterday. As reporter Katie Keller tells us, the group had a clear message.
It may look quiet out here right now, but yesterday, about 50 to 60 KU faculty and students were out here protesting concealed carry on campus. Many of them were holding up signs similar to this one, and they all had one message: guns are not welcome at KU.
Guns on campus, no! Concealed carry's got to go! Guns on campus, no!
The group Faculty for a Safer Campus led the protest. Several members spoke, but for history professor Eve Levin, gun violence on campus hits close to home. Her former student, Ethan Schmidt, earned his PhD in history at KU. He went on to teach at Delta State University in Mississippi, where he was shot and killed in his office in 2015.
We saw a very promising scholar who had published 2 books, a wonderful teacher, a wonderful husband and father, someone who was our friend, as well as our colleague, our student, who died because of guns on campus.
The group consists of about 50 faculty members. They formed when they realized few people on campus knew about the law. Their goal: keep guns out of the classroom.
Though several administrators had personally said they were against the idea of concealed carry on campus, they weren't taking responsibility for fighting this law being implemented. So
the law goes into effect on July 1st, but it could still be reversed. Even though lawmakers voted not to debate it yesterday, they may do so in the future. Faculty for a Safer Campus members say they will not stop until the campus is safe.
Faculty members held office hours in the Kansas Union for anyone to stop by and ask questions if they had any. I was there at the very beginning and didn't see anyone walking through, but I'm told by members that they had a steady stream of about 20 to 25 students throughout the afternoon. Reporting live from Wesco Beach, Katie Kelleher, KUJH News.
Faculty says their next move is protesting the Kansas Board of Regents meeting here at KU this month. The Lawrence Police Department is investigating 2 armed robberies from Tuesday night. LPD believes that the cases are actually unrelated, and they're investigating whether either case is connected to a robbery reported at a Subway earlier this week. The first incident occurred in a parking lot off West 6th Street and Florida just before 10 p.m. A 44-year-old man was robbed of cash and did sustain injuries. He was later treated and released from the local hospital. The second armed robbery took place at the Wingstop on 23rd Street just after 11 p.m. Owners closed the store today due to the incident and will resume hours tomorrow. No one was inside the store today. The suspect entered the store flashing a gun inside moments after it closed at 11. No cameras are posted outside the store or in the parking lot. The second suspect left the store with an undisclosed amount of cash. The store reported no injuries. You've probably met a fantasy football player before. Up next, though, you'll meet your first fantasy weatherman. But first, changing regulations and a budget shortfall put Kansas Water at risk. We'll have more after the break.
We connected so fast when we first met. I think that our relationship will last for a lifetime.
Being a role model for someone, being there for someone, there's nothing I can compare it to. She has uncles up in Minnesota that treat me like I'm their own now.
I feel like she's actually my big sister in a way.
It's been one of the best decisions I think I've ever made.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just
keep pedaling. Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it. While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
A key issue in the Kansas State Legislature is school finance in the budget bill. No solution has yet to be agreed on. Senator Boog Heiberg says it's still being discussed in committee, but that's about it. He told KUJH News, "I don't know where that stands in the committee. As far as the budget bill, it has not come onto the House floor yet." Senator Heiberg says they are working on a recession bill to help balance the budget while issues are still being discussed. Lawrence Representative Tom Sloan has attempted to fund the protection of Kansas water resources. 3 months into the search for funding, his committee has hit a snag. The projected cost of the current water plan is estimated at $50 million. That money will be hard to find after a Supreme Court order to increase funding for public education. On top of the Supreme Court order, the state has a looming $755 million revenue shortfall for the next 2 years. Without the proper funding, KU Environmental Studies professor Amy Bergen fears the state's water problem will create many issues.
There's everything from having a potential for extended water crisis in the western part of the state to having issues of loss of storage capacity in the eastern part of the state.
Sloan is hopeful stakeholders will eventually agree to pay more fees to fund the plan. With baseball starting Sunday, most fans started a fantasy league. For some, though, springtime brings an even tougher fantasy challenge.
During the springtime here in Lawrence, Kansas, some days it may be snowy, some days it may be sunny, but for most days throughout the spring it's been rainy. And atmospheric science major Mark Schmidt has gotten pretty good at forecasting through fantasy forecasting throughout the school. And it's actually landed him prospective jobs like in Sporting Kansas City.
It's like fantasy football where we put in forecasts for different parts of the country and we compete against meteorologists all across the nation.
Out of 1,600 people in the Fantasy Forecasting Challenge, Schmidt has gotten to 12th in the nation, but he says this has really helped him overall for forecasting in Lawrence, Kansas.
When we're forecasting for 2 different cities in 2 different states, it gives us different skill sets that we can hopefully get better at. This week I've been forecasting all this rain and all that, and it's really helped with the precipitation, getting better with the precipitation because that's what we're getting.
Schmidt now forecasts on a daily basis for Sporting Kansas City, as he is the meteorologist for the soccer program here in Kansas City, Missouri. From this forecasting, he predicts clear skies until Sunday.
Right here is Sunday afternoon, and then going through the evening, we can see that there's this band of precipitation following the cold front.
With more sunny days to come, I'm Dallas Milligan, KUJH News.
Schmidt has been a part of the fantasy forecasting group for the last 2 years and held the #1 rank at the university for a majority of that time. While Schmidt may deal with weather fantasy, the weather in Lawrence has been anything but. KUJH meteorologist Warren Sears is back in for our complete weather forecast.
Thanks, Hannah. Maybe I should be on the fantasy weather. What the heck? I don't know. All right, let's take a look at this live radar outside right now. The widespread main event of the rain has pushed on out, but it has left us some little spotty showers, hit and miss showers that are going to be sticking around for the evening. So if you're going out this evening, watch out for those. Not a huge deal, but like I said, they are going to be there. Let's take a look at this week-long widespread rain event that we've had. Lawrence right here in the, there we are, right here in the yellow dot. We saw right around 3 inches of rain. That was very much needed. It's helped us out a lot. Everything's starting to look green. Kansas City got a nice widespread event as well, and that darker green there is up to 4 inches of rain plus. So much needed, but we're ready for it to move out. Let's see how tonight is going to shape out. 5, 7, and 9, we are expecting those spotty showers, like I said, to linger around. Temperature is going to drop off to the upper 40s, and into tonight, those clouds start to clear, which is good news for you. Those clouds will, like I said, those clouds will clear. We'll drop right around 40 degrees. Tomorrow, okay, wipe your eyes, make sure that you're seeing this correctly. Sun, we are going to see sun tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies all day. Unfortunately, we're not going to see extremely warm weather, but 58 degrees and some sun, I'll take it. It's going to feel nice and warm. And even better news, as we head into the weekend, we progressively warm up into Friday and Saturday. With Saturday, 75 degrees and sunny. We're back into spring. The rain's gone for a while. We're looking at a dry spell. Let's look at the early part of next week. We stay right around 77 and 70 degrees. Can't ask for better weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
With all that rain happening, has it affected sports at all?
Well, it did. It has taken a huge hit on a lot of sports this weekend and going into the week, but not baseball last night in Springfield, Missouri, as they played Missouri State in their midweek matchup. How did they fare against the 18-9 Bears? Find out after the break.